Hello, hello. So B Watts 53 posted this in Wall Street Bets just a couple hours ago. Take profit or buy more calls. And the immediate first reaction is um, there's a saying on Wall Street Bets, which few people follow, which is if you're thinking about taking profit, you probably should. However, at the time that he posted this, the market was already closed, or at least the uh, regular hours where he could have sold his call. So this is for tomorrow or whatever. But even more importantly, I'm not a financial professional. This is just for entertainment, my own entertainment, and for me to kind of educate myself and think about things. Um, I have lost money playing options before in the past, so I have some experience on the downside. But anyway, but the first thing you notice here looking at his position is he has an Amazon 120 call expiring April 19th. So what we already know is he is smarter than 99% of the people on Wall Street Bets because he actually bought in the money and he gave it a lot of time. Most people on Wall Street Bets do crazy bets, very short duration, very out of the money, just praying that it's going to work out. Now, I'm generalizing, of course, because the real serious people that trade these things rarely ever post their wins and losses because they're actually take it very seriously rather than most jackasses that just post their porn, their like SoFi porn today probably, but then won't post about their AMC losses. So anyway, but like I'm saying, B Watts 53, you're already much smarter than me. Um, but the thing is it's earnings week. I think its earnings is in, hold on, a couple of days. Hold on. All right, so earnings is after the market closes on February 1st. So he's got that Thursday? That's Thursday, right? 31st. So he's got some time. So if we look at the option chain for April 19th, he's up, I think, $400. Now, I don't know what the bid asks are. So if I recall correctly, your purchase price is 39.60. And so the bid ask here is, about $45 wide, 45 cents wide. I don't know if this is typical of Amazon having, these are kind of wide spreads. I mean, the SPY spreads are a penny, right? So let's say you got 40 through 25 out of it. You're up like 360, no, two, like 365. That's pretty good, 365, considering you only had this for a few days, 4 days. So your annualized return is pretty good. If based on what you said, you wanted to take this to earnings. And now, none of this is financial advice, but a lot of smart people that I follow, they don't hold calls through earnings unless you're super sure, right? Unless you're super amazingly sure. But hold on a second. Let me show you an example of how sure people. So this is Whirlpool, and there were people that were pretty super sure about this stock also. This reported earnings today, and I didn't hear the earnings call, but it looked like it beat earnings per share. Hold on a second. Yeah, it had a beat here. It beat 385 versus 356, but the market sure didn't give a fuck. And so I don't know what the forecast or the outlook was, but anyway, and you don't want that to happen to you because what's going to happen, right, after earnings get announced is that you're going to have IV crush, right? Because right now, people, in this case, Whirlpool, it's a quote unquote like a binary event where, right, they're all waiting for news. And when this news breaks, everyone knows the truth, right? And so so it could be good or bad. That's it, good or bad. And in this case, it was bad. But all the volatility, all the IV that was in that option is now going to evaporate tomorrow. Um, so I don't think you want that to happen. Once again, not financial advice, right? I'm not a professional. I'm not trained to do this. Do not do everything at your own risk. But hold on. But Amazon's trading last week, so it's been on this kind of cruising along, and you expect it to go like this a few more days. Not a bad idea. I have a dollar's worth. I bought it to just keep track of Amazon in my portfolio. But anyway, um, And that's not necessarily bad, but I don't think it's smart to necessarily hold through earnings. If you think this is going to continue to play out, then you could just hold on to it. I'm not necessarily sure you'd want to actually buy an additional call. Usually people do that when you're trying to average down on your costs because you're down in a position, but you're up. You could think that your profit that you have in your current call is like a cushion that helps you in case the second one that you buy, loses money, it eats some of your profit, and you still come out ahead. But I don't know. I've tried that stuff before. I think it's maybe better just to sit in what you got, not get too greedy. But once again, not financial advice. I mean, had your position been one of like, you had a 190 call and you're up or something, I personally in the past have done it where when I've been doubled my money or made some more than that, sometimes I'll sell the one that I have and I'll buy the next higher strike, which allows me to recover my investment, give me a little bit of profit, but still let me have a little bit of skin in the game in case there's some better news, right? Because I think too many people try to shoot for home runs when singles and doubles over a long period of time add up. Um, but in your case, you don't have this option because even if you went up to a higher strike, you still can't pull out your entire investment. So, what you could do, once again, not financial advice, is if you think that Amazon's going to continue to run and you're okay with taking some money now and then having some skin in the game, you could buy something closer to the strike. You could, buy the 165. It's 3 points above the current price. It could run up. You can make some money, but you de-risked. All right, you've taken out at this point, you're really getting it for like $500 because you got $300+ for profit from your current position. Another option would be to uh, buy a debit spread or a vertical. You can maybe buy the 160, sell the 165. You could be in there for $250. If things go well, you could maybe double your money, get close to it. But you've taken all the risk off. If you do this, right, the 255, you put $70 of profit in your pocket, and then you um, still have something riding on this. Hold on a second. The one problem you're going to have here, though, is you're dealing with two bid asks. So that's the problem with verticals is you're dealing with two bid asks. Okay, so the bid asks aren't incredibly wide, but you're going to be paying, 1085, just worst case, 1085 for the long, and you're going to sell your short at 815. So you're paying $270 for this. And for the upside of maybe $350. It's never perfect. You're never going to get all the money. So 100% maybe in 3 more months or something like that. Are you okay with that? I mean, another option is you could just take your profit. Um, if you think this trend that we're seeing over the last week of Amazon kind of steadily climbing and such is going to happen, you could do a typical Wall Street bets type of bet and just buy this 1 week expiration, but take some profit, right? Buy like a 170. You've actually made money. You've actually walked away with profit in your hands, which is a rarity, but still have a chance to make some money here. You could also buy the 170. Who knows? Sell the 180. Yeah, you could do that. Or you could do that, and you'd be in this for $1.50, and you'd get 10 points of the upside. So 170 to 180 would all be yours. Anything up past 180 would be the next person's, but selling the 180 takes $40 off your price. You're at like $160. You could even do a couple of these if you want, but the bid asks and the bid ask spreads are better because there's short duration left of time. Anyway, I mean, I think you're in a favorable position. I just think it just depends on how much profit you want to take. If it were me, and this is not financial advice, I wouldn't double down because any sort of bad news could shake the spies at the all-time high. You're already up in your position, um, and I would sell before the end of the day, February 1. And if you want to ride earnings, what some people do, if they still want to taste, they sell their calls or puts or sell their calls basically, and they'll buy shares so that if there is good news, you still get the benefit of the good news, but you don't get any of the pain of the volatility crush, the IV crush.